Welcome to Eternal Philosophies. Immanuel Kant stands as one of the most influential philosophers in Western history. Born in 1724 in Königsberg, Prussia, Kant's work reshaped how we think about morality, reason, and human experience. He introduced groundbreaking concepts that sought to explain not only how we perceive the world, but also how we should act within it. Known for his critical works, such as Critique of Pure Reason and Groundwork of the Metaphysics of Morals, Kant's ideas laid the foundation for modern philosophy. In this video, we'll explore Kant's most influential ideas and how they can guide us in our personal and ethical lives. Let's delve into the philosophy that still resonates centuries later: the Categorical Imperative. Kant's ethical framework is anchored in the concept of the categorical imperative, a universal moral law that applies to everyone, regardless of circumstance. Unlike hypothetical imperatives that depend on personal desires, the categorical imperative asks, what would happen if everyone acted this way? Would it be sustainable? At its core, this principle emphasizes acting in ways that could be universally applied without contradiction. For Kant, morality isn't about achieving personal happiness, but about fulfilling our duty through rational thought. Example: imagine you're considering lying to gain an advantage. Kant would ask, what if everyone lied? Would trust even exist in such a world? The answer makes it clear why lying contradicts the universal law. Autonomy and moral responsibility. Kant believed deeply in the autonomy of the individual. According to him, true moral actions arise from free will and rational deliberation. To act morally, we must make choices independently of external pressures or emotional impulses. This idea was revolutionary because it placed moral responsibility squarely on the individual. Kant argued that humans are not just driven by instincts or external rewards, but by their capacity for reason. Reflection. Think of situations where external influences, like societal norms or peer pressure, might push someone to act against their conscience. Kant reminds us that genuine morality comes from staying true to rational principles, even when it's difficult. Phenomena versus noumena. Kant also introduced a groundbreaking theory about how we perceive reality. He distinguished between phenomena, the world as we experience it, and noumena, the world as it exists independently of our perception. According to Kant, our senses and mind filter the world, meaning we can never access the thing in itself. This idea reshaped epistemology, emphasizing that our understanding of reality is shaped by human perception. Connection. While this may seem abstract, it's profoundly relatable. Think of how two people can perceive the same event entirely differently. Kant's insights remind us to approach our judgments with humility, acknowledging the limits of human understanding. Ethics beyond consequences. Kant rejected the idea that the morality of an action depends on its consequences. Instead, he believed the intention and adherence to moral duty define an action's ethical value. For instance, helping someone in need isn't moral if done solely to gain praise. It becomes truly moral when done out of a sense of duty and respect for the other person's humanity. Challenge. In a world often focused on outcomes, how can we cultivate a mindset that prioritizes doing the right thing simply because it is right? 7 quotes from Immanuel Kant. 1. Act only according to that maxim whereby you can, at the same time, will that it should become a universal law. This is the essence of Kant's categorical imperative. He urges us to act in ways that could be universally applied without contradiction. It's a call to ethical consistency, challenging us to consider how our choices impact society as a whole. 2. In law, a man is guilty when he violates the rights of others. In ethics, he is guilty if he only thinks of doing so. Kant highlights the distinction between legal and moral obligations. While laws govern actions, ethics governs intentions. It's a reminder that morality starts in the mind, with our commitment to doing what is right. 3. Morality is not properly the doctrine of how we may make ourselves happy, but how we may make ourselves worthy of happiness. For Kant, happiness is not the ultimate goal. Instead, It's about living a life of moral integrity. This quote challenges us to seek self-improvement and align our actions with ethical principles. 4. Enlightenment is man's emergence from his self-imposed immaturity. Kant defined enlightenment as the courage to think independently. This quote is a call to embrace reason, reject dogma, and take responsibility for our intellectual and moral growth. 5. Always recognize that human individuals are ends, and do not use them as means to your end. This principle emphasizes respect for human dignity. Kant argues that people should never be treated as mere tools for achieving personal goals, but valued for their inherent worth. 6. Two things awe me most: the starry sky above me and the moral law within me. This poetic reflection captures Kant's sense of wonder. The vastness of the cosmos and our innate sense of right and wrong both point to deeper truths about existence and our place in the universe. 7. Freedom is the alone unoriginated birthright of man. Kant viewed freedom as essential to morality. Only through free will can we choose to act ethically, making freedom not just a right, but a moral responsibility. Kant's philosophy challenges us to think deeply about how we live our lives. From the universal principles of the categorical imperative to the importance of autonomy and moral responsibility, his ideas continue to offer timeless guidance on ethics and rationality. Thank you for watching Eternal Philosophies. If you found Kant's teachings insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. See you soon.